Afade, good afternoon, everyone. This is a regular meeting of the Guam Ethics Commission called to order at 12:38 p.m. on Thursday, January 30th, 2025. If I can ask our director to call roll, please.
Of course. Chairman Christopher Cruz,
Present.
Vice Chairwoman Meg Takenko,
Present.
Commissioner Marilyn Borja,
Present.
Commissioner Dr. Robert Jack,
Present.
Commissioner Daphne Leon Guerrero,
Present.
and Commissioner Shannon Murphy. Mr. Chair, with 6 members present, we do have a quorum.
Thank you, Director. And I just noting no members absent as well, correct? All right, perfect. Let's move into item number 2, rather, approval of minutes for our November 15th meeting. Can we just give a moment for the commissioners to review this before I will need a motion to adopt? Commissioners, do we still need more time, or can I get a motion to adopt our minutes for our November 15th, 2024 meeting?
Second that.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Director, item number 3, your director's report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll begin the director's report with the first item. This is a discussion on the 2024 COGO conference. So I'd like to take time to thank the commissioners who were able to join us at this most recent conference. We found it to be, as always, exceptionally informative, and I'm pleased to report that we were able to obtain valuable resources that are allowing us to enhance our current operational performance. I did want to note that I engaged with the Campaign Legal Center, who often does reports on behalf of COGO, and I inquired with them about performing a study on the, I guess you would describe it as staffing levels, or what's an appropriate staffing level. I use this as if per 100,000 citizens, what is an appropriate size for an ethics commission in as far as budget levels and staffing levels. So they've concurred that they're willing to perform this study on our behalf. We have, I think, determined a future date for us to connect, and they're willing to avail of their resources in order for us to perform this study that eventually benefit all like organizations across the nation and other member countries. So we're really excited about that. The panel I was able to present at, I got the feedback from the participants. It was standing room only. I think a lot were suggesting that they give us a bigger room to host the panel. They weren't anticipating quite the response that we saw from the conference attendees. They also shared that this is going to be, because of the success of this recent panel, they're going to make that now a standing panel for every COGO session in the future. And I suggested that we might benefit from perhaps switching out who serves on the panel. We might be able to hear from other organizations and some of the success stories or tips that they might have to offer. But of course, myself and the rest of my panel members were all elated at how well that was received and the success we found. The next item that I want to share is related to the budget request module. So I was informed and we were able to participate in a training series with the FMIS developers focused on the new launch of a budget module within the new FMIS system that's since replaced AS400. We, as you might see in your packet, have been using the paper budget requests. So they're essentially phasing out any paper requests, and it's all now digital. So we would input our deliverables and our budget request levels, approve it, and then it would run through the workflow that's been developed with BBMR and DOA. So it's good. It would mean that we're improving our efficiencies and we're moving towards paperless. So I wanted to share that we attended both of the training series offered to us, and I believe that's expected to be implemented in FY 2027 budget request period. There is an update to provide with the ethics recruitment. So this past year, we've made progress in the area of ethics recruitment. Primarily, the commission had authorized for us to establish a list of eligibles for the ethics investigation and compliance officer one position, as well as a permanent administrative assistant. So currently, all the applications were received. We had that announcement open for 3 weeks, which is beyond the industry standard of 2. We wanted to make sure we had allowed enough time for all interested applicants to get their documents in. And DOA advised that they're currently undergoing review of those applications and issuing out their final rating. So upon their completion, each of the applicants will receive a notice of rating and be afforded a 10-day administrative review period. So if they disagree with the rating that was assigned to them, they can appeal that with DOA. So assuming that 10 days passes and there's no change in the rating, we will receive our summary of all the eligible applicants that we can choose for an invitation for interview and then make our selection from there. With that being said, we were hopeful that this process would have concluded sooner, seeing as this was initiated since October and it's now nearing the end of January. And our limited term admin assistant is due to expire next week, February. And so I am here to ask the commission to approve my request to extend the limited term appointment for another term while we allow DOA to finish up their process of reviewing all the applicants, and then we can eventually use that time to recruit a permanent replacement for the administrative assistant. So there would be a motion to concur, I suppose.
And is the person willing to stay on?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So moved, Director.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'm going to need a second.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously, Director, to extend the limited term appointment for
Okay.
admin assistant. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. The next item I have to update is a courtesy meeting with the Legislative Oversight Chairman. So on January 6th, the 38th Guam Legislature officially was sworn into office, and Senator Chris Duenas was elected chairman of the Legislative Committee on Finance and Government Operations, which maintains oversight of the Ethics Commission. So following their inauguration, I had penned a letter to the new chairman, congratulating him on his election and inviting the chairman to a briefing that our office can provide to share about the Ethics Commission, the work that the commission is involved in, and maybe to answer some questions that the chairman might have about our functions or our output. We've yet to receive a response from his office. We're waiting for one to be submitted. The next item is the 2025 ethics training calendar. So we have updates to share, which include that we began our 2025 ethics training calendar by conducting our first workshop yesterday. Was it yesterday? The 28th, 2 days ago, with the Guam Legislature. So we've had 2 of the newly elected senators attend our workshop conducted by Attorney Vince Camacho, and as well as 30 of their staff. So we were able to see another, I guess, encouraging conversation with the staff members and the questions that they were posing with our instructor. But They kicked it off for the calendar year, and then we have one scheduled for tomorrow with the Guam International Airport Authority. We have about 147, nearly 150 participants from that agency that will do their ethics training. And then we expect to conduct our workshops monthly thereafter to cover those that are due for recertification. Okay. The ethics training update that I have to provide here, as you see in the numbers in your packet, we have 121 participants who completed the workshop in November, 35 in December, and then we haven't yet concluded the month of January, but as of today, we have 100, and then anticipate we'll add another 147 after tomorrow. And then the final is a budget status update to show you our funding levels and our current spending. So we're on track. We are monitoring every day and reconciling our accounts with what's available on the FMIS system. And we're hopeful that these numbers can stay true up until the close of the fiscal year. And I'm available for any questions the commissioners may have.
So we're reconciled then to the system, right, Director? As far as our budget is concerned, as far as our accounts are concerned?
Right.
financially?
So what the Department of Administration has started to put in place is they send us monthly summaries of accounts that we can reconcile against what's showing online. The last month that was transmitted to us was as of November 2024, and that number has not changed yet. So I'm waiting for the latest report. We usually get the previous month, so if we're in January, we would have received December. I've yet to receive December's numbers, but we're finding every available resource to evaluate our numbers and to peg it against what we can count or track internally. But our internal track is consistent with what's showing up. I think we're hopeful DOA will find a way to improve on this. Is it's hard to track the work plan expenses, so payroll and benefits. They're not consistently updated, and I'm unsure why. But again, we have an internal tracker, so we're aware of what our payroll expenses are each pay period ending, and we're just doing manual deductions and then measuring that against the reports we receive from DOA. Yes, yes. So, and because we're not a big purchasing agency, it's easy for us to also track when we see deductions on all the other subcategories like contractual supplies, rent, etc. And they're lining up. So we have very close relationships with a lot of DOA officials now because of how often we call and follow up. And we're just grateful that they continue to pick up the phone every time we reach out, even though it might be the fifth or sixth time that we've tried calling. Sure. And any other questions that I can answer to the commission?
No more questions for me, Director. Just kudos to you and the rest of the members of your panel at the COGO conference. The Small But Mighty session was a very, very, very informative and engaging one. So, yeah, job well done on that.
May I add that you represented us very well? I
Thank
was
you.
very impressed. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. So if nothing further, Mr. Chair, I think at this point, next on the agenda is closed proceedings. If I may ask for a motion to enter closed proceedings.
So move, Director. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, Director, that motion carries unanimously. We can move into closed proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The time now is 12:52. The commission will now be moving into closed proceedings and will return once completed. Test 1, 2.
I can hear you.
Okay, and we are back in open session. It is 1:25 p.m. And then we need a motion to change order, Director? Yeah. Can I get a motion to change the order of our agenda and we can moving us into item number 6, new business?
Motion to change the order, move us into new business.
Thank you. Perfect. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. We are now on item number 6, new business. Director? All right. The first case the commission will hear is ETH 24009 UT 202. Can the staff please read the draft order? Wait.
Test. Thank you, Mr. Chair. For case ETH 24009, UT 202, on January 30, 2025, this matter came before the Guam Ethics Commission, who, after a review of the complaint and further investigation, found by majority vote no violation of 4 GCA 15204. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that Guam Ethics Case Number ETH 24009 UT 202 shall be dismissed, and all records and deliberations relating to the complaint herein shall remain confidential pursuant to 4 GCA subsections 15401 B and C. So ordered this day. Oh no, that would be it.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt the draft order on case number ETH 24009 UT 202?
Motion to adopt.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. The next case the commission will hear is ETH 24010 UT 202. Can the staff please read the draft order?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Case number ETH 24010 UT 202. On January 30, 2025, this matter came before the Guam Ethics Commission, who, after a review of the complaint and further investigation, found by majority vote no violation of 4 GCA subsection 15204. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that Guam Ethics Case ETH 24010 UT 202 shall be dismissed, and all records and deliberations relating to the complaint herein shall remain confidential pursuant to 4 GCA subsection 15401 B and C.
All right, is there a motion to adopt draft order on case number ETH 24010 UT 202?
Motion to adopt.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The next case the commission will hear is ETH 24011 UT 201. Can the staff please read the draft order?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. ETH 24011 UT 201. On January 30, 2025, this matter came before the Guam Ethics Commission, who, after a review of the complaint and further investigation, found by majority vote no violation of 4 GCA subsection 15204. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that Guam Ethics Case Number ETH 24-011-UT201 shall be dismissed, and all records and deliberations relating to the complaint herein shall remain confidential pursuant to 4 GCA subsections 15401B and C.
Can I get a motion to adopt the draft order on case number ETH 24011 UT201?
Motion to adopt the draft order on ETH 24-012 UT201.
I'll second.
Sorry, Dr. Jack, if I could just clarify, that's ETH 24011 UT201?
That is correct.
Okay. And we have a second. Thank you, Commissioner Daphne. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. The next case the commission will hear is ETH 24012 UT201. Can the staff please read the draft order?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards to ETH 24-012-UT-201, on January 30, 2025, this matter came before the Guam Ethics Commission, who, after review of the complaint and further investigation, found by majority vote no violation of 4 GCA 15204. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that Guam Ethics Case Number ETH 24-012-UT-201 shall be dismissed, and all records and deliberations relating to the complaint herein shall remain confidential pursuant to 4 GCA 15401 B and C.
Can I get a motion to adopt draft order on case number ETH 24012 UT201?
Motion to adopt.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. The next case the commission will hear is ETH 24013 OT202. Can the staff please read the draft order?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards to ethics case number ETH 204-013-OT-202, on January 30, 2025, this matter came before the Guam Ethics Commission, who, after review of the complaint and further investigation, found by majority vote no violation of 4 GCA 15205. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that Guam Ethics Case Number ETH-24-013-0OT-202 shall be dismissed, and all records and deliberations relating to the complaint herein shall remain confidential pursuant to 4 GCA 15401 B and C.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adopt the draft order on case number ETH 24013 OT202?
Motion to adopt the draft order on ETH 24-013-OT-202.
Can I
I'll
get a
second.
second? Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next case the commission will hear is ETH 24014 COI 201. Can the staff please read the draft order?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards to ethics case number ETH 24-014-COI-201, on January 30, 2025, this matter came before the Guam Ethics Commission, who, after review of the complaint and further investigation, found by majority vote no violation of 4 GCA 15205. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that Guam Ethics Case Number ETH-24-014-COI-201 shall be dismissed, and all records and deliberations relating to the complaint herein shall remain confidential pursuant to 4 GCA 15401 B and C.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adopt draft order on case number ETH 24014 COI 201?
Motion to dismiss.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. The next case the commission will hear is ETH 24003 UT 202. Can the staff please read the draft order?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards to ETH-24-003-UT-202, the Guam Ethics Commission will send a letter advising the alleged of possible violations of the standard of conduct for elected officials, appointed officers, and public employees of the government of Guam at 4 GCA 15204, for which the alleged may be responsible. The alleged also pursuant to 4 GCA 15401B, the Guam Ethics Commission shall afford the alleged an opportunity to explain the conduct alleged to be in violation of the ethics standards. Should they wish to exercise this opportunity, they can contact the Guam Ethics Commission and have 15 days after the receipt of this notification letter to arrange a meeting to discuss this matter.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adopt the draft order on case number ETH 24003 UT 202?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to request that the commission make a motion to table the following case numbers: ETH 24002, UT 202, ETH 24008, UT 202, and ETH 24015, UT 202.
So moved, Director. So moved, Director. Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And at this time, if I could just call for a quick recess and then we'll get the draft order signed.
Okay. Do you need a motion?
You can just call recess, sir.
Okay, we are calling this meeting to a pause for a recess at 1:37 p.m. Is 1:41 p.m. Are we going into item 5, Director? Unfinished business or what we're
We're
waiting?
still under new business, Mr.
Oh,
Chair.
excuse me.
We
I'm
could
sorry.
do item
That's
B.
right. I didn't see that. Moving on, part B of item 6 under new business. Director, you want to take us through the election of officers?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, pursuant to GETH policy, at this time that we call for nominations, we have the following positions open. We have chairman and vice chair. We'll start with the easy one. Are there any volunteers for the role of chair? Could you unmute your mic with the nominations?
Would you like me to nominate somebody? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, we're taking nominations right now.
Well, I'd nominate Daphne.
I second.
If I say no, what happens?
Commissioner Leon Guerrero, you've been nominated and second. Do you accept the nomination?
Is there anyone else?
Are there any other nominations?
I guess
I accept the nomination.
Thank you, Commissioner Leon Guerrero. Commissioner accepts the nomination. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none. Is there a motion to close nominations?
Yes. Motion to
So moved.
second.
Thank you. And with that, all those in favor of the election of Daphne Leon Guerrero to serve as chairwoman, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations on the newly elected chair, Commissioner Daphne Leon Guerrero. And now for the position of vice chair, are there any nominations?
A volunteer.
All right.
Is there a nomination for the?
Hey, Dr. Jack.
Okay, thank you, Chair-elect. And is there a motion to close nominations?
Motion to close nominations.
I'll second that.
And by default, because I believe no one else is eligible for the board, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of the election of Dr. Robert Jack to serve as vice chair for the Ethics Commission, please state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Congratulations on your election, Dr. Jack. One year. For the, starting February's meeting. Yeah. I suppose you'll.
Doesn't it start right now?
So, Mr. Chair, we can proceed to unfinished business, and I understand you.
Yes, I'm gonna have to step out. Thank you. We'll go ahead and leave things. Meg, did you wanna? Vice Chair Meg, did you wanna run the rest of the meeting? I have to step out.
It's kind of difficult for me to do it from here. If I could.
Understood.
Sorry.
So let's just have our, I was gonna say president-elect. Same difference. Our chair-elect take over the meeting from here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
It's been
Thank you,
an
Madam
honor.
Vice Chair.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure working with you both, but you're not ending your term on the commission. But yes, thank
We'll
you
be
both for
right
your
here, just a
leadership.
few seats down.
Will
Right
do.
on.
Mr. Chair, maybe while we transition, if we could just have you call a recess and then we'll reconvene.
Sounds good. We are recessed at 1:46 p.m.
Out of recess. I'm going to pass it to Executive Director Jesse Kinga to begin with item 5, unfinished business.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioners, provided in your packet is the draft of the Commission's fiscal year 2026 budget requests, and I'd like to go over this request with you. Please note that the first draft was presented to the Commission at its November meeting. If you recall, there were two scenarios presented, one in which was a status quo budget, and the second scenario with the funding of the last vacant investigator position. And judging by how we've been able to perform, I think we have more time has passed to allow us an ability to assess our current capacity and determine our requests that would fulfill our needs or allow us to maintain our operational standard. So I'd like to share that from the original proposal, I decided to progress with a budget request that does not fund that vacant position, understanding that there are a number of agencies that been quite vocal of being short in their funding requests. We didn't want to compete or find, like we could probably make ends meet and maintain operation if we did a status quo budget. There were two significant costs that had to be factored in that were non-negotiable. First, BBMR informed us that the retirement rate contribution had grown 2.5%. So it used to be 32.5 and it's now at 35, around that number, 35% of the employee salary in retirement contributions. So that grew, as well as the increment schedule for our classified staff. So our classified staff have an increment due at their annual review period that falls May of FY 2026. So we added the 3.5% growth for their salaries and that adjustment. Organic growth alone meant that this budget request was going to grow by 5%. And that's what's presented here. The items you see for the remaining operational costs, which include contractual office space rentals, supplies, and miscellaneous, you'll see when compared to the second column of what was authorized, we've maintained those levels, if not slightly decreased with the miscellaneous category. But operationally, we've not seen any adjustment. In fact, it was a decrease, and that has saved some percent of the increase we're seeing that could not be avoided on our personnel services cost center. In total, I would like to request the commission's approval of this budget request for $579,027, an increase of $26,000 to our current year funding level. And again, that's just to cover the cost of our organic growth, which is our increment for classified employees, as well as the adjustment to the retirement rate contribution. And I'm open to any questions the commission may have.
And so that additional position, that's the one that we had put out, and we have the candidates for potentially, so we would just have to close that off if this is the adopted budget.
If this is the adopted budget, the listing will stay active for a year. In the event the commission finds that it wishes to recruit from that list of eligibles, that list is still valid, viable. We would in turn use our other revenue sources to come up with the cost center for it. That would include the training fees that have been collected to date, may be able to be used to support this cost if it happens that in the middle of that fiscal year we need this position and want to support it. It wouldn't because the Government Ethics Fund is appropriated in the miscellaneous provisions of the Budget Act. So what you're seeing in the Budget Digest is the appropriated fund from the legislature. So it's the actual amount. And the legislature has in recent past only appropriated general fund to the commission. It is a possibility if we find that there's costs not anticipated that we must incur, such as the recruitment of that vacant position. We may present to the commission that this is our current level of budget available for both the general fund appropriation and what we've earned in the ethics training fee. And if we fall short, then we may present to the commission a recommendation to reinstate that training fee. But all else equal, if we can keep our operational cost status quo and we are maintained at this level with a $26,000 increase, the recommendation at the beginning of next fiscal year will be to maintain waiving said fee. We'll only reinstate it if there's an unanticipated or unplanned cost that we can avoid. Correct. I mean, there's still that possibility. We also, will try our best to see of the budgeted categories in contractual and supplies and miscellaneous, if there are ways to cut, because oftentimes we can plan for the cost for benefits that include medical and dental benefits, but what we found historically is that benefit has always been more than what they told us to budget for. So we've just been fortunate enough that we would reduce other categories, like we may not buy the supplies in order to cover the increased costs. But ultimately, this is, I think, a bare bones, just organic growth of existing personnel and maintaining the cost centers that currently exist, such as our legal contracts. They make up the majority of contractual services. The office space rental is clean and clear, and then supplies is quite minimal just to cover the cost of the folders and the envelopes and the postage stamps. Under miscellaneous, what makes up these costs include meeting advertisements that need to be ordered in compliance with open government law, the stipends for our commissioners, as well as the costs for conducting procurement training or getting our team certified with the regulatory training mandated in law. But thank you for excellent questions. Commissioner Takenko, did you have any question regarding the budget request? Seeing none, any other questions? Okay, so we're due to present the legislature with this budget request. Our deadline is January 31st. And if there are no further questions, Madam Chair, I'd like to request the approval of our budget requests, $579,027 for FY 2026.
May I have a motion to accept the fiscal year 2026 budget request for $579,027?
Motion to accept the request.
Second,
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed and carried.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next item on the agenda and also provided in your packet is the amended logo concept. We replaced the stars with a design found on Guampedia. I believe this was a neat find on the website. It may have been, and Commissioner Murphy can inform us where that design was retrieved. I know it was on the main page.
yeah, Natalie Pareda for Guampini is, she has a lot of titles, but she is the artist as well. And she's the one who took those pottery designs from the ancient era and was able to make a design.
Thank you,
So,
Commissioner
good.
Murphy. We do have, apologies, let me just show you on the screen. If I could just, so to share, once we determine if there are any additional edits that's desired of the commission, if none, then we hope to work with our team to now lay out our letterheads and other documents or regular reporting centered around the theming of this approved logo. So I would like to ask if there are any recommendations or feedback that you can provide regarding this edited draft.
Can you talk a little bit more about what went into that design? Okay, the Laddie Stone and then the Guam seal and, oh, there it is. Balance, scale of ethics. Okay. Carol too. Oh, with the horns. Yeah. Yeah. I like the flowy thing.
I
Is
see
that
the hooks like fishing hook.
Ah, I like it. Yeah.
So if I could request an approval of this logo as presented, then we can work on changing all of our material to incorporate this newly approved design.
So may I have a motion to approve the commission logo as presented?
I make a
gonna s-
motion to approve.
I just one question. I'm going to assume that we don't have anything that we're going to be tossing away or whatever. It's mainly digital anyways, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thanks.
I made the motion.
We make the motion?
I did. Yeah, well, she was
Okay.
talking at the same
All
time.
right. Any discussion? Any other discussion? None. Hearing none. All in favor? Okay, motion carried.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes the items under unfinished business. The next item is number 7, executive session pursuant to 5 GCA, subsection 8111. If we can get a motion to enter into executive session.
Motion to enter executive session.
Seconded?
Okay, let's proceed to executive session.
Okay, the time now is 2:01. The commission has now moved into closed executive session and will return shortly. Testing.
Okay, we're calling this meeting back into session at 2:25 p.m. And let's move on to item 8. Are there any announcements?
None, Madam Chair. I will provide a poll to determine the next meeting for the commission.
Okay, thank you, Edie. Let's move on to adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay. Meeting adjourned at 2:25 p.m. All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Okay. Meeting adjourned.